Shedeur Sanders went undrafted. A surprise, if not a shock.
Under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless.
One of the truly stunning stories in the history of the draft.
You have Shedeur Sanders sliding straight in to Saturday. Nobody knows where he's going to go.
With the 144th pick, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
Take a minute, be upset that you fell in the draft, but I think now you attack this opportunity and prove everyone wrong.
Thank you for the fans, thank you for everybody, thank you for the Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I need.
NFL analyst Sam Acho with us right now. And it finally happened. Shedeur Sanders to the Browns in the 5th round after a historic slide. So, Acho, what do you make of this pairing of Shedeur Sanders and Cleveland?
I think it's the perfect fit. It's just a couple rounds later than a lot of people expected. Cleveland is going to have a quarterback that will be able to compete in this roster. We think about it. Yes, it's a crowded quarterback room, but Shedeur fits what Kevin Stefanski, the head coach and now play caller, wants to do. He wants quarterbacks who throw on time, who throw on rhythm. They don't have to be overly athletic, but they have to be able to distribute the ball. And that's one thing that Shedeur Sanders did extremely well. He was very efficient at getting.
Shedeur Sanders is not blameless here. Primetime Deion Sanders is not blameless here. I'm going to say what I have to say, knowing that both of them have their hands at least a little bit dirty in all of this. But if you're the National Football League, clearly it's not about talent anymore. It's about something else. And I'm going to tell you, I spent a large amount of the last 24 hours thinking about nothing more than I was thinking about collusion. Because how in the hell does 32 teams in the National Football League pass on a quarterback that was universally recognized one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the country entering this draft, and 32 teams passed on them? Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 different times they passed on them. How the hell does that happen? 4 rounds. It doesn't happen to a quarterback. We've never seen anything like this before. We've seen guys drop because of injuries. We've seen guys drop because of off-field issues, but we've never seen a quarterback projected to be a top 20 pick, universally recognized one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft, projected to be a first rounder, in all likelihood a safe bet of a late first rounder, and drop literally to the 5th round. We haven't seen anything like that. And when you're talking about the owners, I'm going to keep in mind, and I tweeted about this, seems very Kaepernick-like, as in Colin Kaepernick.
All right, guys, I'm going to do a conclusion on the draft. But this I have to handle first. The Shedeur Sanders finally getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round. After they drafted a quarterback prior to, I don't want to mention his name either. I want to be careful. I said earlier when I was addressing the Shedeur Sanders that I'm not going to be bringing in other quarterbacks that are being drafted. I don't want my spit, words that are coming out of my mouth, to touch them in their happy day of being drafted. But in order to share the crime, the $40 million robbery that just took place of Shedeur Sanders, or should I say, I think the crime, the $50 million robbery of Shedeur Sanders, because that's what I just witnessed. And that's wow. I said a couple weeks ago when I was talking to you guys right here in the locker room, I talked about LeBron James and how much I appreciate how much he helped his son use his power, use his name to help his son. And yeah, it's nepotism, but it's in every aspect of this world, nepotism. And certainly littered throughout football every and anywhere you look. Nepotism. Coaches bringing their sons in, the sons now being coordinators, or the sons becoming head coaches. In every way, Deion shook the system. In every way, Deion shook the system. Bypassed all of those systems that they have put in place to make sure they keep who they need on top. Deion went another route, and he's gotten to be a head coach. He took his sons with him, and he raised his sons right and did a great job raising his sons. Just like I said, LeBron did a great job raising his son. And with all the absentee African-American fathers that we have had, say the numbers, I can only go by what I read or get, because I can't go out there and count everybody, because every time I say these numbers, they say, well, Michael, those numbers are wrong, and they may, and I can believe that, because what I see now, a lot of information we've been getting forever has been wrong. But I also hear enough from friends that I have about fathers not being in their lives. So we are all real sensitive, and we have heightened awareness when we see a father and son carefully put together and doing great things together, especially in our community. I was happy for LeBron. But I told y'all with the LeBron and Stephen A thing that LeBron had done a wonderful job. Now it's time to let his son go prove to the world how wonderful of a job he's done. And there's certain things you can't protect your son against. And now he's in the NBA, people are going to talk about it. The Shedeur Sanders situation is similar. Except LeBron, in the place he was in, was able to exert his influence to help his son. And Deion, the place he was in, he had done all he could do to help his son. Now, I don't know if somehow Deion would have hopped over to the NFL. Maybe he could have done more on that side. But I don't think Deion needed to do anything more to get Shedeur Sanders drafted. Everywhere we've seen, everything we've seen, everybody that has seen him play said he is the one or two in this draft. One or two in this draft class.